Alright, peace, peace, peace. Beautiful soul. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, this is going to be your mini reading, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's definitely jump in. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be covering your sun, your moon, and your most prominent planet, you feel what I'm saying? So first things first, you have your sun within Cancer in the 12th house, within the deacon of research. And this deacon within the constellation is signified by Argo, and Argo is a ship, it's a ship. The ship that carried them home safely. And so ultimately this deacon, it is okay, so it is the last deacon, right? It's sub-ruled by, it's Pisces Cancer energy. It's Cancer Pisces energy, what I'm saying, and it's like sub-ruled by Jupiter. And so these individuals, they're highly attuned to the spiritual plane, you feel what I'm saying? And more than anybody, they have ability to tap into the spiritual plane and do research on it, you feel me, and acquire knowledge and information on it, you feel me? But it's like Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is very mystical, it's very keen to intuition, etc. You feel me? So off the bat with the moon energy, like automatically Cancer is going to be spiritually inclined. But then Jupiter through Pisces further expands that. And so what happens is these individuals are attracted, especially with you having your sun in the 12th house, you are likely greatly attracted towards, witchy, for lack of a better term, witchy practices like seance rooms, tarot, you feel me, divination, etc., etc. And so the dangers here is that but also the importance that needs to be conducted here is research, you feel me? Researching the forces in which you're tapping into, you feel me? Because a lot of people in this spiritual space, they get into it and they're blind, you feel me? And because they're blindly operating with these energies, they're pulling in dark forces, that are manipulative. And it's like Noah's Ark. Not Noah's Ark, but like the flooding and like the sinking of Atlantis. Like these stories are very much associated with this deacon, right? From a spiritual astrology. Because I think I'm a really good astrologer, man. But anyways, it's just because of like the different systems I be tapping into and the way I collaborate them. But anyways, you feel me? So it's like the city of Atlantis, was said to have sunk because the Atlanteans were partaking in dark magic, you feel what I'm saying? And so that resulted in them being flooded and being wiped away. But then simultaneously with like Noah and the flooding of Noah, there was a lot of things going on, and one prominent thing that was spoken upon in that story was the people of the earth at that time's tendency of practicing dark magic, you feel what I'm saying? And so ultimately with this deacon, it's important to protect yourself through researching and knowing just exactly what you're tapping into rather than blindly tapping into it because it's a trend or whatever, you feel me? But yeah, so, and then with the 12th house energy, the 12th house, it signifies the spiritual plane, you feel me? This is the last house, you feel me? It's also a house that is very selfless, this is where the ego is transmuted and transformed, transmuted into joining the oneness, you feel me? Like there is no ego within the 12th house. And so there can be a tendency of you blending or you being very mediumistic and other energies that may be discordant coming into your space. But it's like you can also be a conduit for powerful beings as well that are benefic. It doesn't have to be negative, but it is important that you do your research and learn exactly what you're tapping into, you feel what I'm saying? And also that you cultivate your psychic abilities, you feel what I'm saying? Your clairvoyant abilities, you feel me? Your ability to see things without these eyes, you feel me? Hear things without these ears, etc., 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 etc. But yeah, I have a pretty great awareness and understanding of the extrasensory perceptions and what they are. So if you want, I can definitely put you on and teach you what they are. You feel me? But yeah, I'm pretty sure you probably already know for yourself. But yeah, so that's like your sun without going too deep. Because this is a mini reading. Now, your, that's weird. Give me a sec, hold on. So, your moon is in Sagittarius, you feel me? And with your moon being in Sagittarius, this does indicate, because Sagittarius, it's a sign that signifies the higher mind, you feel me? It's like the polarity between Gemini and Sagittarius. Gemini deals with the lower mind, and it's all about the thoughts. But then Sagittarius deals with the higher mind. It's all about comprehension, you feel me? So I guess you can say the difference here is also knowledge versus wisdom, you feel me? But ultimately, with you having Sagittarius within your moon, this indicates you are a philosophical individual. You have access to higher comprehensions and understandings, you feel me? And yeah, definitely utilize that. And emotionally, you nourish yourself most when you are tapping into those philosophies and those scriptures from religions, you feel me? um yeah, I'll leave it at that. And then it's in the fifth house, which indicates offsprings and children being of importance in your life. And also allowing yourself creative space to express yourself creatively. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And so let's look at like your Mars, because your Mars is your most prominent planet when you're in your chart. So you have Mars within the decan of Centaurus, right? And this is the second decan of Mars. So the first decan of Mars is just straight up Leo energy. My bad. What am I saying? So your Mars is in Leo within the decan of Centaurus, which is also signified by, let me double check, signified by like reformation, if what I'm saying. Reformation. So you can definitely look up what that word means. And so this decan, right, Centaurus. So this is the Leo Sagittarius decan. So within the constellation, we see horses utilized to symbolize energy twice. The first symbology, commonly known by the masses, is the association of the horse with Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius the centaur. But then within the decan of Leo associated with Sagittarius, there is also another association with a centaur-like being, and the primary difference is that the Leo centaur, it's signified having a shield and a spear, you feel me? Whereas the Sagittarius centaur is signified by having a bow and arrow and a cloak, you feel me? And so ultimately Leo, it deals with desire, you feel me? And ultimately within this decan, what's important is learning to exalt those lower desires, those animalistic desires, to express in a higher nature, you feel what I'm saying? Slaying your lower animalistic natures. Because what the centaur signifies, it's half horse, half animal, half man, you feel me? The aspect of the centaur signifying the horse, the animal, signifies man's animalistic nature. Meanwhile, the other half of the centaur, you feel me, which is signified by the man, signifies the divine soul. So the polarity is the divine soul and the animal soul, you know what I'm saying? And it's like an importance when it comes to learning to exalt yourself. And it's like, this decan, this Leo Sagittarius decan is subruled by Jupiter. So good deeds become of importance, you feel what I'm saying? And getting into a space where you're doing good deeds because you're aspiring to be a good person, you feel me? Because it's like, you can't really trick or manipulate the universe or energy. You feel me? It's like your energy is your energy, and the way that it is the way that it is. Like you cannot be manipulative when it comes to energy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like when you are in a space where you're doing good things, but you're doing it because you want good things to happen to you in return, then it's like it's kind of work more than it is good things, you know, because you're doing it with hopes of a reward, you know. But then it's like when you're doing it, and that's like you're doing it from your mind, right? But when you're doing it from your heart, Leo rules the heart, by the way, then you're like in a space where you're open to just cultivating good energy because you're being a good person in general. Um, but yeah, ultimately this concludes this reading I'm doing for you. You know, it is a mini reading, like I said. And so definitely tap in with me and yeah, you know, get that fuller reading. And let's dive deeper into some information and knowledge. And so my sessions are $30 only, you feel me? So that's pretty cheap if you ask me. Like, I know it is, like I can charge so much, but I don't, you know, because it's more than the money for me. It's about mastering this knowledge for me. But yeah, you know, so definitely tap in and let me know what's up. And yeah, peace, peace, peace.